Alright, welcome to video 2, and this is where we're going to put the CO2 cartridge hole in and the axle holes in. It's going to get a little technical here. First we're going to select a new face. So we're going to draw on the back end here. So I'll kind of rotate it around, and I'm going to hold shift in the mouse ball and roll the mouse ball to zoom. And I'm going to click this face. So I've selected the faces tool on the right hand side. Hotkey, it's F. Just hit F to bring up the faces tool. And I'm going to draw on that. So I'm going to put another piece of paper on the back end. So I'm going to right click and hit new sketch. Right click, new sketch. And then you can put cartridge, hole, holder, something like that, or you don't really have to give it a name. And then I'm going to hit Shift W to look directly at that work plane. So all the measurements are very easy to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle. And I'm actually going to stay away from what's called the origin because it's not dead center. It's not. So I'm going to just kind of draw it just up a little bit because we're going to move it around. And it doesn't matter the size. We're going to size it and locate it with the dimension tool. So first let's size it. So click the dimension tool. You click the outside edge, and you drag a leader line out. And that little symbol is the diameter, the circle with the cross through it, or the line through it. So I'm going to double click on my 0.6 or whatever you have, and the diameter is 0.75, so 3/4 of an inch. Hit OK. So that'll size that to the right size. Now let's locate it. So there's two ways that we have to locate it, up and down and left and right. So I'm going to click on this circle again, but notice that little black dot pops up in the center. So that means I want to reference the center of the circle. And it's very tricky. If you just move a hair out to the edge, you lose it. So I want to wait till it pops up. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click on the bottom line and drag a dimension out. And I even missed it. See, it went to the bottom there. So undo. So I'm going to start at the bottom, see if this works. And I'm going to wait for my center dot to pop up. There it is. And then I click, and I'm holding down still, and I'm dragging a line out. So that's going to allow us to dimension the height of the circle, because we need to get the center. I already done the measurements, and the height is 1 5/16. So it's a little bit of a small dimension. 5/16 in decimal form is 0.3125. So it's 1.3125. 1.3125. So notice that is not at the origin that they give us. That's why I wanted to stay away from it. Now we need to do the same thing going left to right. So I'm going to click on the dimension tool again. This time I'm going to grab like the left hand side, or the right hand side, excuse me, of the car body. The line turns red, so I have that activated. And then now I'm going to go bring it down to the circle again and wait for that center dot to pop up. There it is. And I click and I drag my dimension up. And that is 13/16, or decimal form it is 0.8125. Oh, look at that. Lucky day. So hit OK. I'm fine with that. And now we have the circle centered, but it doesn't get us the cutout. It just gets us a circle. Whoopee. So we're going to go back to our friend extrusion, and I'm going to go to the shortcut bar at the bottom now. So it's the very first option on the shortcut bar. I'm going to click, and it'll bring the bottom menu up. And that cut is 2 inches. So somebody drilled out a hole 2 inches, in manufacturing process. Well, it's not cut into it. So I want to go subtract material, and I want to go below the work plane. So I want to go into the part. So subtract material below work plane, distance of 2 inches to create the cartridge holder. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then you can see as I kind of mouse over it, it highlights on the feature. So one of my features is the extrusion of the body. Another feature is the extrusion of the hole that's cut out. I can go down to some of these wire views, like transparent wire view. So it kind of lets me see what's going on inside a little bit better. Alright, so that's video 2. We'll come back with 3 and do the axles.